High above the jungle floor, a fragile speckled egg rests silently within a massive woven fortress. Deep inside this calcium shell, a tiny embryo is rapidly transforming into a terrifying apex predator. A faint tapping echoes from within as a microscopic crack spiderwebs across the smooth, pale surface. Through exhausting effort, a tiny, wet, gray chick violently forces its way out into the world. Just moments after hatching, this newborn eagle chick begins its incredible journey of survival in the wild. Yet, within its fragile bones lies the ancient, predatory blueprint of the legendary Amazonian harpy eagle. Days pass into weeks, and the helpless chick transforms, sprouting sharp black talons and thick down. The mother arrives silently, dropping a fresh carcass into the nest to feed her ravenous offspring. It tears aggressively at the meat, its hooked beak already perfectly designed for slicing through flesh. Juvenile feathers begin to replace the soft white down, forming a distinctive, terrifying double gray crest. The young raptor stands awkwardly near the edge of the nest, testing its powerful, growing wings. Its piercing black eyes scan the dark, emerald canopy below, unlocking a deeply ingrained hunting instinct. The forest is a dangerous arena, and only the most ruthless and adaptable predators survive here.
Suddenly, a violent gust of wind rocks the massive nest, forcing the juvenile eagle to balance.
It spreads its broad, striped wings wide, feeling the incredible aerodynamic lift for the first time. Driven by an ancient, undeniable hunger, the young eagle finally steps entirely off the wooden ledge. Gravity takes immediate control, pulling the heavy bird downward through the dense, tangled vines and branches. Instinct frantically kicks in as it aggressively beats its wings, desperately trying to catch the air. It clumsily crashes onto a thick mahogany branch, successfully completing its chaotic but necessary first flight. Now officially a fledgling, it must rapidly learn to hunt, or it will slowly starve here. Weeks of brutal failure follow as the young eagle repeatedly misses its quick, highly evasive targets. Hunger becomes a burning, relentless pain, sharpening its visual focus and dramatically improving its aerial agility. Sitting perfectly still, the raptor watches the jungle floor intensely, waiting for the slightest. A rustling sound echoes from the damp leaf litter, immediately locking the fierce eagle's deadly attention. Down in the decaying shadows, a nightmare of evolution is silently emerging from a rotting log. It is a giant Amazonian centipede, a foot-long, armor-plated horror equipped with incredibly toxic, venomous pincers.
This prehistoric insect fears absolutely nothing, moving with a terrifying rhythmic wave of yellow, spiked legs.
The eagle tilts its crowned head, analyzing the strange, writhing crimson creature crawling across the mud.
It does not recognize this strange, venomous target, but pure starvation drives it to take action.
Without a single sound, the massive bird drops from its perch like a feathered stone. Wind rushes violently past its gray wings as it accelerates downward toward the terrifying, creeping arthropod. At the very last possible microsecond, the eagle throws its powerful legs forward, exposing razor talons. The giant centipede senses the sudden change in air pressure and aggressively rears its armored head. Lethal talons slam violently into the muddy earth, barely missing the incredibly fast, twisting red arthropod. Dirt and rotting leaves explode into the humid air as the heavy bird desperately recovers balance. The centipede does not flee. Instead, it fiercely coils its segmented body, preparing a venomous strike.
Giant toxic pincers snap aggressively at the empty air, dripping with a highly agonizing, paralytic venom.
The inexperienced eagle hops backward cautiously, realizing this strange ground prey is incredibly dangerous and armed.
They circle each other in the gloomy shadows, an avian apex predator confronting ancient insectoid fury. The raptor unfurls its massive wings, using its terrifying size to intimidate the venomous red creature.
Unfazed by the display, Centipede lunges forward with shocking speed, aiming directly for the legs.
The eagle frantically flaps its wings, launching itself backward just as the venomous pincers snap shut.
This is a brutal, deadly game of inches, where one single mistake guarantees an agonizing death. Frustrated and intensely hungry, the raptor changes its strategy, relying entirely on aerial mobility. It jumps high into the air, planning to crush the heavily armored insect from straight above.
The centipede violently thrashes its segmented body, whipping its spiky hind legs toward the descending predator.
A sharp yellow spine lightly grazes the eagle's feathered thigh, serving as a terrifyingly close warning. Landing heavily, the eagle immediately strikes with its hooked beak, aiming for the insect's armored head.
The thick crimson carapace easily deflects the sudden blow, sparking a furious counterattack from the centipede.
It rapidly climbs up the eagle's massive yellow foot, sinking its toxic mandibles toward the skin.
Panic erupts as the eagle violently shakes its powerful leg, desperately trying to dislodge the horror.
The centipede holds on with dozens of hooked legs, crawling aggressively higher toward the feathered underbelly.
In a frantic, desperate move, the raptor violently bites down onto the middle of the centipede. Dark, viscous hemolymph bursts from the insect's cracked armor as the razor beak finally pierces through the severed front half of the dying centipede continues to bite frantically, refusing to surrender easily. With a brutal twist of its neck, the eagle finally rips the venomous head completely off. The decapitated insect drops heavily onto the damp soil, its numerous yellow legs still twitching violently. Breathing heavily from the intense struggle, the triumphant eagle stands proudly over its bizarre, alien prize. It tears into the tough, armored flesh, satisfying a hunger that nearly cost its own life. The young raptor has finally conquered the jungle floor, transforming apex predator